I have a little project to do today while we're waiting for our first sap run of the season. I ordered a chainsaw mount for the wheeler. So if you notice in a lot of the videos, trees come down all the time in the maple woods. So I bought this chainsaw mount. That way I don't have to try to hold it on my lap or strap it down with some bungee cords. So I'll show you what it is. So it's a Black Boar is the name of the brand. It looks like a pretty nice unit. It's all powder coated. It's got like a clamp setup on it with like this wing nut type thing here. So you just loosen this up right here, you swing this open, and then a chainsaw bar sits down in this, and then the body of the chainsaw sits on that. So they say you can mount this two different ways, either at a 45 or straight up and down. So we're gonna put that on right now. You're looking at it, it looks pretty simple. It's got a bunch of holes punched out of it. So it looks to me like it can sit right over the rear rack, someplace like right here. And it comes with some U-bolts in this bag right here. So I think I can put, I don't know, 2 or 3 U-bolts on this thing. We'll cinch it down and we'll see how it goes. I got one U-bolt up in there with washers and nuts on it. I'll show you. Right there. So we're just gonna tighten these up. Well, I can already see there's gonna be a problem. I didn't bring a deep well socket. I got you short, and I think I'm gonna run out of room because the U-bolt's sticking up in. This is how it usually works when you don't have a line of tools up here in the pump house. Oh, and by the way, it is 6 degrees in here. I do have heat over there in the RO room, so from time to time I'll probably have to step in there and warm my hands up, but we'll see if we can get this done quick like. I gotta finagle this for a second, figure out where I had those U-bolts, because I dry fit them and they all fit, but now they're not fitting. So I gotta look at this quick. You can tell it's first thing in the morning, the brain's not working, but I figured out where I had them. So one goes right here on the end, right here. Put a couple washers over top of those. And then I'll put a couple nuts on them. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of hard to hold this camera and put nuts and washers on. Nuts are on that U-bolt. We got one more to put in on the other side. This guy right here. I'll slide that up in here over on this side. This is a pretty sweet setup actually. It's going together real easy. So that one's in. We'll put the hardware on that one. Nuts on that with the washers. So all I gotta do is tighten those 4 up right now quick like. Just as I figured, I've run out of room on my short socket. I need a deep well, so I'm gonna have to run home and grab one. I'll show you what the dilemma is. See how this is bombing out and I can't tighten it any longer. So I need to go home and get a deep well 10mm socket so it'll reach down over that U-bolt what's sticking up and tighten these the rest of the way. So I'll have to run home and grab one quick. I thought this was gonna be a 30-minute deal. Never ever do things go the way you want them to be. So we'll run home quick and we'll get that socket, we'll come back up, tighten them up, and then we'll get the chainsaw put in it. So I just got back here to the shop. I'm gonna look in the toolbox here and see what we can come up with. So, I got my 1/4-inch socket sets up here on top. So 9, 10, 11. So I got them. I'm just gonna bring the whole darn socket set this time. That way I don't have to come back here. So head back up to the pump house. So we got a lot of big things coming down the line here. You know, other than, you know, you see us working in the woods, setting up that new installation. Well, I got another installation to do this coming summer and another section of that woods. And then next summer, I have another installation to do in that woods, but farther back. It's like a big bowl down in there. Plus, we're gonna be putting up our sugar house this summer. So I have the Amish already lined up. So we're gonna be putting up a 40x60 sugar house. It's been a long time coming. So we got a lot going on. This summer is gonna be really hectic. So just to give you a little update what's coming down the line. So I'm gonna be doing all the site work myself, so I'm gonna have to get a dozer, skid steer roller mini from work, and then try to fit that into my schedule. I was hoping I could get the pad built once the snow comes off here in the spring, right after maple season, or maybe even during. I just have to see when the snow is going to be gone and I can get some material in here. I got to build a 40 by 60 pad. It's a monolithic slab, so I got to get it ready for concrete. I'm not doing the concrete work. I got that hired out, but I'm going to get it all ready, put all the plumbing in it for all the drains, set all the drains and all that good stuff. So like I say, we got a lot coming on. We got a lot going on coming down the line here, so stay tuned to the channel and it'll all be up. All right, so I made it back here to the pump house. We'll go inside and we'll get this thing finished. Let's get this socket on this thing and finish this thing up. All right, so I think it's there. I think it's happy. We'll see. There it is, mounted on the back. So then this guy here, you just loosen this up a little bit. This wing nut right here. And that'll slide right past that. You'll loosen it up a little farther. There we go. That should swing right out of there just like that. It opens right up. I guess the next thing to do is to put my chainsaw up in there and see if it'll fit. So there's my chainsaw right there. It's a Stihl 361 model. I've had that chainsaw for a long time. It's been a good saw, so we'll see if we can get that up in there. That's simple enough right there. That thing drops right in there, sweet. There it is, sitting right in there. So that's a pretty simple setup right there. I like this. This is a pretty sweet piece here. If you're looking for one of these for your four-wheeler to carry your saw around on you so you don't have to like strap it to your rack or hold it on your lap or whatever, this is it right here. It's called the Black Boar. I just found it on the internet. Just did a little searching for chainsaw mounts for a four-wheeler and here it is. Done deal. Just this big plastic wing nut tightens this, closes this clamp right up and it sits right in there nice. Like say that sits right on that house. And it bolts to the rack. It's pretty sturdy in there too. I mean, you can pull on it pretty good, and that's not going to go anywhere. So it shakes around, probably it'll rattle around a little bit as you're going through the woods, but that's nice, man. It just sits right there, and when you need your chainsaw, you just reach back, pull that bracket off there, and there it is. So I've done some other upgrades to the four-wheeler. I don't know if I showed you in the other video. I don't think I did, but I took this piece of PVC right here. I made myself a tube. Found some big U-bolts and I bolted this down too underneath. You can see how I got it. And that way I can carry drops. I store my drops inside here. I'll show you. I have a bunch of drop lines in there already made. And that comes in handy for if I got shoes or whatever and I don't have to hold them in my hand, try to strap them on my back. That's the problem with maple. You never have enough hands for everything. So I made that. That works pretty sweet. And then last year I had this tool, I bought this toolbox and I had it mounted to the other four-wheeler that steering was messed up on that you saw me do in a video or fix it in a video. So this is a toolbox. We carry a bunch of stuff in here as well. Got the tubing tool in there, got some tubing, tapping hammer, spout tool. I carry some spouts in here, some end rings, some straight connectors. So you got to have a bunch of stuff on you when you're in the woods working all the time. So this is nice. This wheeler's set up pretty sweet now. Plus we got the tracks on it, which you saw me do that in another video. So this baby's what I like to call the Maple Monster. This thing will go up the mountain. It'll do everything we need it to do, and that's a pretty sweet piece right here. So there we have it. Chainsaw mount complete. Now, next project I got to do, I got to put an overflow between these two tanks, but that'll be another video. So we got to go from this tank to this tank. So hopefully I can get that done this week. But for now, the chainsaw mount is complete. It's all mounted. So thanks for watching.